Okay, so I got this motor with a project car, and as you can see, it's got a torque converter on it, so it's definitely an automatic stick shift motor, which is, a late HK 1600 single port, 54 horsepower, so not too bad. As you can see right there, there is a double front oil pump, which I'm able to bypass. Not a big deal. So I've just kind of had this thing kicking around. It's just, like I said, the guy said it spun, but when I got it, it didn't spin. So I had it just sitting kind of in the bushes. Okay, so I've had that motor kind of just kicking over here, not paying any attention to it. You can see the pile of grease that was left over. All right, so the motor was just kicking here. Okay, so here's the pan. There are a few days. I had this motor sitting around. It was stuck, so I pulled the heads off and found one piston was really frozen in there. The other ones don't look too bad. They are usable. The heads look pretty good. No cracks or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just replace that one piston with another used piston from a motor, and then we're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire up. And here's the pan ready to go. I did a little bit of preliminary rust removal. And then we're just waiting on the body. Got a set of doors, one-piece windows, and they're built really nice. Can't wait to use those once we get the body. Okay, now that my hands are clean, I guess I can grab the camera. And I might as well convert this into a will it run video. All right, so I showed you guys earlier in the video that this motor was frozen. And I pulled the heads off, and I figured that one to be the culprit. So I made a wedge cut in here so I can crack it and get the piston off, which I did. Stole a piston from another motor, which is just as bad a shape. And then I've got this all together. Soaked the pushrod tubes in gasoline and new seals on it. Torqued the heads. Gonna get ready to adjust the valves. Ooh, missing a stud. Couldn't get this nut off. It was already jacked up, and then I jacked it up even more. It's got an automatic stick shift oil pump, so I just went and plugged those off. And we're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire. Here is the piston. As you can see, it was pretty clean. It was just stuck in there. All right, so I'm gonna continue wrenching on this. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the top end of it. I'm trying to get this thing fired up without spending any money on it. Let me show you what this started as. We'll go back here behind the nursery. And here's the motor I stole the piston out of. That basically looked the same. And there's another motor in here. That's a 40 horse hidden behind maple trees and training parts. All right, these were pretty shot. So I went and just, like I said, stole the pieces that I figured I would need. And then we're gonna try and get this motor running on a zero budget, since I've got all the parts laying around. All right, I'll be back shortly. All right, hands are clean, time to pick up the camera again. Let's see what we got. The heads are all put on. All the sheet metal, found a shroud with a generator. I guess I gotta tighten it up, huh? Found this chrome exhaust system laying around. Still gotta put the distributor in. The fuel pump flange broke off in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a block off plate and electric fuel pump. So I gotta adjust the valves. You know how we love doing that. And then I'm gonna go in through the tubs and find myself a carburetor to put on there. I'm sure I could find a belt and a pulley and some shims, no problem. There's no flywheel on this motor, so I'm gonna go ahead and bolt on a 6-volt flywheel and a 6-volt starter so I can go ahead and turn the thing over. I won't have a clutch or anything, but at least I'll be able to turn it over. So it looks like tomorrow we might be able to see, will this motor run? All right, let's see where we left off or what we got done today. We got spark plugs in, we found spark plug wires, got those all installed, got a coil in and hooked up, distributors in, timing's kind of set. We found the carburetor, found an off-road air cleaner, fuel lines, block off plate for the fuel pump is in. I gotta clean up this shaft. That's not a big deal. Get a belt on it. Up front, I got a gas tank put in. Woo-hoo. It's just held in with hose clamps now, but sturdy gonna do the trick. Steering is there. Next, I gotta think of pedal assembly, but I don't even have a clutch, and I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, as you can see, I still haven't adjusted the valves, but I did get a drain plate in there. And I got oil in it. As you can see, this spill right and missed the funnel. All right, well, tomorrow we're gonna get this. We're gonna move this over onto this pad, and we're gonna pull the motor and put a 6-volt flywheel in it, put a 6-volt starter in it, and see if we can fire it up.
All right, sprayed a bunch of WD-40 on it because it was all white chalk from the rust inhibitor I had on there, so I wanted to spray all that off, so I did that in front and rear. That's it.
All right, and there she rests, just waiting to pick up the body out in the desert. All right, that's it for now. Tomorrow is my birthday, so we're gonna get up bright and early. We're gonna get these valve adjusted, get some gas in this thing, put the starter in, and see if we could fire this thing up. So that's it. Check back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Play TV. Ciao.